नमस्कार। श्री Ramakrishna Kathamrita. कथामृतं तप्तजीवनं कविभिरीडितं कल्मषापहं श्रवणमङ्गलं श्रीमदादतं भुवि गृह्णन्ति ये भूरिदा जनाः। श्री रामकृष्ण कथामृतो प्रथम भाग चतुर्थ खंडो और षष्ठ परिच्छेद. And Sri Ramakrishna is telling the devotees sitting in his room, Vijay Krishna Goswami, M. and Balram Basu and other Brahmo devotees, and also to us. Sri Ramakrishna is telling that the moment this covering, this obstacle of Maya, of delusion gets removed, then only then one can have the vision of God. One can have the God realization only after Mahamaya removes that covering, that interfering substance of delusion. And then Sri Ramakrishna had given us these examples, like how sun covered with a cloud. We cannot see the sun because cloud is there. Only when wind removes the cloud in front of sun, then we can have the vision of sun. So this delusion, the Maya, that is the cloud that is preventing us from having God realization. And Sri Ramakrishna also gave us that example of Prabhu Sri Ram, Mother Sita and Lakshman walking in the forest during their period of exile. Sri Ramchandra is walking in the front, Mother Sita is in between Sri Ram and Lakshman. And because Mother Sita is there in between, Lakshman is not able to get the direct vision of Ram. Mother Sita is obstructing. She is the the barrier. She is the barrier for Lakshman to get a direct vision of his beloved brother, his beloved chosen idol, Sri Ramachandra. So that's what Maya does. She brings in such sort of delusions and prevents us from having the God realization. Now these delusions, Sri Ramakrishna has also termed them as upadhis. Like our educational qualification can be upadhi. Upadhi is anything that changes the real nature of a person or of a thing. The additional qualification that we get, that is the upadhi. And that makes us change our view of the world, our view of others, our thinking about others. That also gives rise to ego. A highly qualified person, a highly successful person, a very rich person, they may end up getting into the grip of egotism. I am. And once that egotism, sprouts, then you get far away from God realization. The more the ego, the more barrier you are creating between yourself and the Lord and the Divine Mother. So that is what Sri Ramakrishna has told us in our earlier reading, that the soul basically it is manifestation of Satchidananda. It is existence, knowledge, bliss, absolute. But it gets covered. It gets covered with the delusion of upadhis. And the moment it gets this covering of upadhis, that the soul, our inner being, it forgets its own real nature. And then, once these upadhis come, then we start differentiating ourselves from the ultimate reality. Then we say, oh, I am Dr. Satvik Joglekar, such and such a person. I own this place, I own that place. And we get away from the reality who we are. So Upadhis, Sri Ramakrishna now is going to tell us in more details about how these Upadhis as such, the things which change the real nature of anything, how they make people change their behavior, change their attitude, change their thinking, all because of the heightened ego. Sri Ramakrishna tells us, এক একটি উপাধি হয়ে আর জীবের স্বভাব বদলে যায়. Hmm? Sri Ramakrishna says, every unnatural quality changes a person's nature, which is not originally mine. See, the proud, the jealousy, the anger, these are not my original qualities. These are acquired qualities. What is my original quality? My original quality is nothing but Satchit Anandam. Existence, knowledge, peace, absolute. That is my original quality. But that quality I am forgetting. And I am under this influence of the delusion. And I get all these upadhis, and my original qualities get mutated, they get changed. Our জীবের স্বভাব বদলে যায়. The nature of a person verily changes with all those limited adjuncts. Limited adjuncts is the most suitable word for the upadhis. The adjuncts which limit our originality. So these upadhis, the limiting adjuncts, they even change a person's nature. And Sri Ramakrishna is giving now the explanation how the nature gets changed. The example is, যে কালা পেরে কাপড় পরে আছে, one who wears a black bordered beautiful cloth, এমনি দেখবে আর নিধুর টপ্পার টান এসে জোটে. The moment someone wears a beautiful black bordered cloth, suddenly that person will start singing the uh, romantic songs written by poet Nidhur. And so the attitude changes, the way of behavior changes, how the person behaves. The moment you have that kind of a clothing, that kind of apparel, the designer clothes, your entire attitude, your behavior, everything changes. Suddenly you become, oh, I'm so and so. And then you start, one starts, humming those romantic songs of Nidhur Babu. Nidhur Babu was one poet who was very famous for writing the love songs. So a person immediately starts humming those songs of Nidhur. Or another change, what happens? Artashkhela. Suddenly, oh yes, now I am something. I'll start playing cards to show off people that playing cards used to be at one point of time a game of very people of certain higher standard. So suddenly you will start playing cards. আর তাস খেলা, বেড়াতে যাবার সময়ে হাতে ছড়ি, stick, এই সব এসে জোটে. When you are going for walk, it is not that you put on your slippers or sandals or shoes and start going for evening walk. No, immediately then you will need a stick. Show your importance. You will need a stick. You will need very hi-fi shoes and all those things. That Mm. You will have to, you create that kind of image of yourself, suited, booted, with stake. And then রোগা লোক যদি বুট জুতা পরে এসে তেমনি শীষ দিতে আরম্ভ করে, the moment, even if a weakling, a very lean and thin and sick looking person, the moment that fellow puts on British boots and shoes and pants, he starts dressing up like an Englishman. What happens? Suddenly there is a change in his attitude. Huh? Omni Sheesh Dete, suddenly he will start whistling. Sheesh Dete Arambukure. That is the kind of behavioral change that comes into a person when suddenly he is an ordinary person. He starts dressing up like a Britisher. He automatically he starts picking up their mannerisms. He'll start whistling. সিঁড়ি উঠবার সময় সাহেবদের মতো লাফিয়ে উঠাতে থাকে। And he won't climb the stairs just one step by another, like the sahib, like the Englishman. They climb the stairs maybe 2 steps at a time, 3 steps at a time. Like they're in a hurry. They have to show that I'm in a hurry. I don't have time. And they start climbing the steps so fast. 2 steps, 3 steps, 3 steps at a time. Likewise, the moment a person changes his apparel, changes his dressing to a Britisher like dressing, their pants and suited, booted, suddenly there is total change in his behavior. While walking, he'll start whistling, and while climbing the stairs. No, it is not simple like a humble person. When he's climbing the stairs, he will climb step by step. He won't show any hurry. He will be at his own pace. But this clothing under the Britishers' garb, the person immediately changes his notions. He wants to hurry up like the Britishers. I don't have time. That kind of attitude suddenly crops in. মানুষের হাতে যদি কলম থাকে, এমনি কলমের গুণ যে সে অমনি একটা কাগজ টাগজ পেলে তার উপর ফ্যাঁস ফ্যাঁস করে টান দিতে থাকবে। If you just let a person sitting idle on the table doing nothing picks up a pen, what happens? The moment pen comes to his hand, certainly he may not write anything sensibly or anything important, but suddenly if he sees a paper in front of him, he will just start as if he's writing some Mahakavya, he's writing some great poetry or great epic. Suddenly, just a piece of paper and a pen in front of man. It is not that he might be writing anything with purpose or anything sensible as such, no. The moment you see a pen and paper, the pen and start scribbling anything. You may not even properly put your signature there, no. You maybe just draw a few lines like this, but then that thing automatically comes. And that is what Sri Ramakrishna says. The moment you get these upadhis, they change your entire behavior. And you start behaving in different manner than what your original being is. You forget about your tat, you forget about your chit, you forget about your ananda, and you start behaving like that person under those garbs, under those circumstances. And you get away from your originality, you get away from your ideal, you get away from knowing who you are. These upadhis can be very dangerous unless we have a full control on them. Unless the effect of delusion is removed, gets no control. So Mother Sita has to step aside for a while for Lakshman to have a vision of Ram. The wind should come and remove the cloud so that we can have the vision of sun. We can look at the sun. If cloud is there, if Mother Sita is walking in between Lakshman and Ram, Lakshman can't see Ram. So these upadhis, they act in the same manner. These upadhis, they act like Mother Sita, they act like the cloud in between us and the sun. The moment cloud is removed, the moment that delusion is removed, then we realize that these upadhis, they are not the original things. They don't have the capability of hiding the original thing from us. Then we see, then we are one to one with the ultimate realization, with our Divine Mother. Then all the realities exist. We become one with Mother. So that is about the upadhis that Sri Ramakrishna has told us today. And with that, we complete today's reading. And we will take up again. Sri Ramakrishna has got lots of examples to talk about these upadhis and different types of upadhis, that education, then the financial condition of a person, how all these things they end up in taking us away from the reality, taking us away from our ultimate knowledge. That is for our next reading. As of now, Om Namah Shri Bhagavate Ramakrishnaya. Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu. Jai Thakur. Jai Ma. Jai Swami.